Today is Wednesday, Parashat Vayikra, and we're learning the Ketubim from Chok LeIsrael, and it's from the book of Proverbs. En chokma ve'en tevuna ve'en etza leneged Adonai. The pasuk says, there is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against Hashem. What it means to say is that mitzvot, the Torah, the word of Hashem is divine. Nobody can say, well, it does not make sense to me, therefore I'm not going to fulfill it. And I've heard that being said before, when somebody would be told a mitzvah from the Torah, and he would say, well, this mitzvah does not make sense to me, and therefore I cannot follow it. You cannot rely on your wisdom and understanding or counsel when it is in opposition to what the word of Hashem is, because the word of Hashem is divine. And it has to it a dimension beyond what is a human understanding or human wisdom, and therefore if they don't agree one with the other, always the wisdom of Hashem and the divine word is what would supersede anything else. Next pasuk says, Sus muchan leyom milchama veladonai hateshuah. A horse is ready for a day of war, but the salvation, the victory, is really from Hashem. In other words, yes, you do your due diligence, you prepare whatever is necessary in terms of the defense of the country. In the case of Israel or the United States or any place in the world, there is an army, there is a structure with the type of a sus, a horse. Today would be maybe the Air Force, the planes, the tanks, etc. But always to realize that victory or salvation ultimately is possible only because Hashem makes it possible. The tools of the army, etc., are just to be there, to have your due diligence and your part to be done, but ultimately the victory and salvation is from Hashem. Next pasuk, נבחר שם מאושר רב, מכסף ומזהב, chen tov. It says here, a good name, a good reputation is to be chosen over great riches. In other words, if you have a great reputation, that's more important even than your wealth or your assets. And the rest of the pasuk says, and good favor is better even than silver and gold. In other words, if you find favor in the eyes of other people, that will be even better than silver and gold. And we see that in business and in many situations in life. Relationships are so important. If you find favor in the eyes of someone and you have a working relationship and a connection between you and the other person, that would supersede, take precedence over the money part of it. And many times people do business with each other because of finding favor, of having that relationship. And also reputation of a person, a good name for a person, has so much value, even more than wealth. You know, if somebody has a good reputation, there's a lot that can be accomplished with good reputation because people rely on you, people have a good name, etc. Next pasuk, Ashir varash nifgashu oseh chulam Adonai. A rich and a poor man meet together. Hashem is the maker of both of them all. And Rashi explains that if the rich and the poor meet and the rich gives nothing to the poor, Hashem has the ability to reverse the roles, to make the rich poor and the poor rich. Because after all, it's all from Hashem. Next pasuk, Arum ra'a ra'a v'nistar uv'taim averu v'ne'enashu. This pasuk says a prudent man, somebody who's careful, is prudent. He sees the evil, he sees trouble or consequences of his actions, and he hides himself. He takes precautions not to get in trouble. But somebody who's thoughtless, he's foolish, he doesn't pay attention. He doesn't think about the consequences of his actions. Such a person passes on, and is punished. Why? Because he didn't think about what would be the results of his action. But somebody who's prudent, who's cautious and thinks about the consequences, will be somebody that will be saved from trouble. And the final pasuk for today, Ekev anava, yirat Adonai osher v'chavod v'chaim. He says here, the result of humility is the fear of God. A person who's humble, he'll have fear from God. And you'll get also osher, riches, v'chavod, and honor, v'chaim, and life. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.